Hello guys, how are you? Hope you guys are doing well. Long time no see. So I received an email from a recruiter in London, and I'm sharing my screen. This is a role about elite portfolio quant position to join the commodity risk team of BP, British Petroleum. It's not a bank. It's an oil company, but they do have a quant team. For commodity risk hedging, such things, right? They do have a quant team, and this is more of a market risk management quant work. And I'm going to talk about how the job description looks like. It's a job that offers salary up to 140,000 base salary, right? 140,000 pound. That's the base, right? And the bonus can be 20% on top of that, or could be even more. So 140,000 pound is nothing but 1.4 crore rupees. If I convert that into rupees, or a bit more than that, because 1 pound is now 102 rupees, something like that. So yeah, it's about 100, yeah, 1 crore 43 lakhs, and on top of that you could get about 20% bonus, right? So very good job, I would say, because it pays really well, but it's in London, so London is very expensive, let me tell you. So it's not comparable that of the salaries in India. But so let me show you how the job description looks like, right? And what are the requirements. It's of course not for freshers, it's for experienced people. But unlike in many places where you are expected to have certain years of experience, here it is not mentioned. Like, you should have some experience, but you do not need to have like long experience, right? So that's one good thing with quant jobs. Actually, you do not have like 15 years of experience to be able to get senior quant positions. You could have those 3 4 years of experience, and if you are smart, if you are good enough, then you will get those jobs. Unlike in many other areas where you really need to have substantial number of years of experience before moving to a senior position. So the job is for a lead portfolio risk quant. So it's not just about investment, it's about risk management also. By the way, both are related, right? A lot of quants do not like the word risk management, simply because they feel like, okay, it's more of a bottleneck. It's something that we don't like because of the regulatory reasons, but they are very related, by the way, right? So what are the expectation from the candidate, right? The candidate should have good knowledge of commodity risk management, especially with dealing with the illiquid assets. Well, commodities are illiquid assets. And then you need to provide advice on risk methodology, and knowledge of marginal var, yeah, knowledge of scenario analysis, knowledge of risk matrix, knowledge of mathematical modeling such as Cholesky decomposition, Monte Carlo simulation, Brownian motions. So these are things you learn in quantitative finance, by the way. Things that you learn in a quantitative finance program. These are the things you're taught. And in fact, if you do have a technical background, right? You have a mathematics degree, physics degree, engineering degree. I'm sure you have studied Cholesky decomposition. I studied about it in my physics program. I studied also in my economics program. Monte Carlo simulation I also learned in physics. So nothing fancy actually, right? If you have a technical degree already in science or technology, I'm sure you are already familiar with this. It's just about using them in finance. So that's the only thing to learn. And then must have understanding of portfolio risk. Goes without saying, right? You are a lead portfolio risk guy, so you need to know about portfolio risk, and need to have good knowledge of markets. So that's about knowledge of finance. If you go through the job description for freshers, actually that part is less important, as in knowledge of finance. People don't expect you that. But if you're an experienced guy, yeah, people will expect you to have knowledge of markets and basics of finance. You must know. Then education wise, you need to have a university degree in quantitative subject. Right? Quantitative subject means mathematics, science, engineering, economics, finance, quantitative finance, data science, computer science, right? These are the quantitative subjects. If you have a degree in history, geography, or such degrees, you still could get jobs. I have seen people from social science background also getting quant jobs. I've seen many in London actually, but you need to have some experience also, right? Otherwise people will not trust you. Right, and but this is not always a criteria, by the way. In many companies they do not expect you to have advanced degrees in science or engineering, although that is preferred. But if you already have gained some experience, then that's not an issue. Or else if you have done some online courses, to learn mathematics, advanced mathematics, that's also fine. Imagine you write on your CV that you have gone through all the videos on Khan Academy on mathematics, right? So calculus, linear algebra, about advanced geometry, everything, coordinate geometry, and etc., etc., stochastic calculus. So why not? I mean, even though you have non-quant degree, you still can apply for the jobs, because it's an experience. It's a profile for experienced candidate. You'll be expected to have really good soft skills. Well, regardless, also people will expect you to have decent soft skills. I mean, you are not supposed to have soft skills. I mean, nobody will expect from you to have soft skills like a sales guy, but you need to be able to communicate effectively, very clearly, very precisely, to senior management, and your presentation skills should be decent, if not great. Okay, and you should be able to translate technical things to non-technical things, because the people who will be talking to may not understand the tools and techniques of risk management or quantitative finance. You should be able to translate that in a more layman language. Although in many quant funds and all, even the guys at the top, they do understand everything, so that's less of a concern in some places. Then understanding of how to have a risk management framework, these are typical stuff that you learn when you work in quantitative risk management. You have framework is nothing but is a rule guide. What are the things to follow, right? If something goes wrong, you can always blame the rule guide. So that's why it is used, and just to take everybody on board with the rules that you will be using, right? It's not just about mathematics, by the way. It's also about common sense, right? But common sense can vary, right? There's an element of subjectivity. So both mathematics as well as your common sense part have to be written down somewhere, and everybody should agree to that, right? And that's called the risk management framework, and that's what you use, when you do your day-to-day work. Of course, there is room for exploration, invention, innovation. Yes, you can innovate on your own, but it has to be within the guidelines prescribed in the risk management framework. All right, so they also expect you to have good knowledge of European energy trading market. Well, it goes without saying, because you will be working in energy trading. So without knowledge of energy trading, you won't be able to work well. Especially for an experienced person, people will expect that. But if you come from other trading also, I think it's fine, And then there are some desirable experiences. If you already have exactly the similar type of experience, it is preferred, but most of the times people don't get people from exactly the same skill set. So that's less of a concern in my view. Okay. Interesting thing is that nowhere in the job description they mention, okay, you need to have 10 years of experience. You might have seen that in Indian companies, job description for Indian companies, that they mention about how many years of experience you need to have. 10 years of experience for senior roles, 15 years of experience for executive roles, right? That's not the case in quantitative finance, especially in Europe, where even with 3-4 years of experience, you can get very senior roles. You can get paid really, really well. If you're good and if you put in effort and you have learned things, then you can apply, right? And sometimes you will be preferred with just 3 years of experience compared to someone with 10 years of experience. That could well happen, right? All right. So Okay, to answer your question, that whether I will be applying for this, well, I'm not interested to, yeah, change my job, change my career, so I don't want to apply. But yeah, somebody approached me. I think I know him. When I was in London, yeah, I know this guy, so he has now contacted me again. He contacted me also a couple of times when I was in London. So yeah, these things recruiters do, and they have an incentive to do that because they get paid. And that's one good thing about going through recruiters, right? They have an incentive to place you in some places because they get money out of it. So always reach out to them, right? If you are changing jobs, it's good to add or find out recruiters and just send them the CV, talk to them, give them a call. That always helps. All right, if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact me. By the way, I'm starting this a course on quantitative finance. I will cover most of the things that that is there on this job description. Most of the things, right? Technical things, non-technical things, finance, trading, everything will be covered. If you are interested in that course, please provide your details in the Google form below, and when the course is ready, I will be sending you an email. All right. Any questions, please let me know.